Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Everyday with Taiwo. Everyday with Taiwo. And I want to appreciate everyone that subscribed, those that shared, those that will share, those that are sharing, those that have subscribed, and those that will still subscribe. I want to appreciate you all. And those that for every videos they like, they comment and they share. Like this is me giving you thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for supporting Every Day with Taiwo. And I want to appreciate you all. God bless you. So for first time, in case you're visiting this YouTube channel for the very first time, so this is the channel where we talk about faith, we talk about love, we talk about relationship, we talk about business, we talk about belief, we talk about finances, we talk about healthy lifestyle, we talk about education, we talk about fashion, we talk about everything and anything as far as knowledge. I mean quality knowledge, positive knowledge is going to be passed. So you cannot afford to miss. You cannot afford to miss. So I would just encourage that you just click on the subscribe button and ensure you turn on your notification bell that anytime I post any video, you will get notified and you can always come to watch or you can even save to watch later. Then your comment is always a push for me to say, you know what, when you comment, I will come back to look at the comments, respond, and sometimes we'll just have to do a comeback because of some questions rising in the comments. So sit back, stay glued to your device, and let's take a ride this day. Because I'm sure you must have seen the comment. You must have seen the topic rather, right? Yeah. So let's start. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. So, according to the topic that says that, the topic says how I started the year, how I started the year, that's how I started the year 2023. Now, the year 2023 for me, like 2023 started for me. Let me use the word like we use it in Nigeria. I started with God because there was this. Okay, from first of January, I was in church. Then from second to I think eight, I was also in church. Yeah, second to eight, I was also in church. I had to attend the program which is called WAFVEC. That's West. It used to be because it's not the name has been changed. West African Faith Believers Convention. But now, starting from now, since the moment from now on, it's now called WAFVEC, like World Faith Believers Convention and all that. And it was amazing how it just stood out for me. Every ministers, every one of them, including the music ministers, spoke the mind of God. Now, this is not the usual cliche of when we say guest ministers. No, they spoke. No, no, this is not the usual cliche. But this is just the outright truth that every guest spoke the mind of God. Maybe because signing me rather. Let me personalize it now because a lot of people go for programs for different reasons. And I can remember I'm gonna attach a link to this. And that's Pastor Ekechi and when she spoke about the new day. It's a new dawn, you know. And the way she described everything, the way she had a description to it, the way she was, she was making announcements. It's a new day. That everyone cock when it's time early in the morning, when it's a new dawn, you see the cock will start, making sound, we start saying kukuru, and everything will just resounding that it's a new day already. If only we can see God's promises. If only we can see God's agenda for us. And some of the things, it was a faith convention was a faith convention. And at some point, some of those things that I was afraid when they were sharing testimony, I can remember Apostle Dr. David Odugbele when he shared a testimony. I don't know, I was teary, like, oh my God, like this is real. And even when Pastor was sharing it, it was like even when he was listening to the testimony, he could not help but tear up that are you sure? So at the point my faith got stirred up that yes, there is nothing stopping me. Like 2023, nothing is stopping me. So far God has spoken, then I am moving. Because I noticed that sometimes when we're being given instruction, sometimes fear used to overwhelm us. Like we're just overwhelmed, we're afraid. How is this going to be possible? Are you sure I can do it? I have been in that web a lot of times, and I sometimes I even do not get to do it afterwards because. And one thing about the kingdom is timing. I'm like, oh God, hey Jesus, have your way. And I'm like, I'm afraid. Sometimes I'm like, hey, people will feel like I'm doing too much, but that's not it. Now that I want everyone to also share their own opinion or share their own starting of the year. How was the year for you? Or sorry, how did you start 2023? Did you start on the energy of nothing is stopping me? Or you started on the well, let's just see how it's going. So for me, I started on the energy of when those ministers were talking from Pastor Kojo to Pastor Nkechi to Minister Nathaniel Basti to Dr. Mensa from Ghana, a lot of ministers that came on board. Even when Pastor Yemi Davis was talking, like when he was preaching, let me use that word. When Pastor Shego Obaje was ministering, he talked about godly virtue, Christian virtue, he talked about virtue. And I'm like, okay, even when we say we want to work with faith, there are some things we cannot override. There's some attitude that God will not give you as an excuse. You just have to work it right. And I looked at everything. I was always writing, and I think I'll even put the picture of my journal, you know. And I was just thinking that so this year now, I was afraid. Yes, there are a lot of things that I wrote down. I'm like, is this going to be possible? But during the meeting, during the course of the meeting, it was as if I was being fired up like yes, let's go take it, nothing is stopping us. You know the way Caleb came back and told Joshua, and Caleb came back to tell Moses to say, you know what, those people, we are big, we can overcome them. 10 persons are saying they are giants, we were like grasshopper, and 2 persons are saying no, what do you mean, we are still going to win this battle and all that. That's the way I felt, like nothing is stopping me. So for me, and I think I'm excited. It wasn't easy attending the whole meeting. You know, it wasn't easy. That's sort of keeping space. You get there by 8, the auditorium is full. You're like, why? What happened? In fact, Thursday, Friday, Saturday was I don't want to use the word was. Like when I got to church on Sunday, I'm going to show a clip of the video now. On Sunday, that's the last day. So we're like, since Pastor announced that church auditorium be opened by 4. So we already planned our movement. We got to church with my friends around 3:46. I was like, people are hungry. Oh. As in, I was just laughing like, me, oh, I'm going to sit inside this auditorium. We shall now divided ourselves into, different door, like different entrance, and we said, okay, just anyone that enters first, just keeps it. That's how we had to struggle to enter. And I'm like, by 4:05, they opened the door around 3:56. By 4:05, like 5 minutes past 4, the big auditorium was full. Like there's no seats. People were already moving around. And ushers were like, who is here? Who is here? Who is here? We're going to remove the seats. We're going to remove your. Ah, my God. People are really hungry. Because I felt that if people were not blessed, people would not be coming that way. By 4:30, overflow was already overflow. Like it was overflowed, if there's any English like that. So I was so excited that I had to go for that meeting. It wasn't easy, waking up early and 2 sections in the morning, 2 sections in the afternoon, 2 sections in the night, like evening section. And sometimes I get home around 10, sometimes to 10. I will not be working very fast. I'll be like, God, nothing can happen to me. Oh. I'm coming from your house. No, I'll put my phone on silent. I'll be like, nothing can happen to me and all that. Because I knew that the amount of words I was able to consume for that 7 days. Ah, 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 ah. The scriptures out. All you mountains before Zerubbabel shall become plain. So any mountain before the Kasarasi shall become plain. So the year started for me on a very high note, and I will pray and I'm trusting God to maintain that velocity, that speed, and that acceleration because it was really high. Mean that when you're feeling timid, like, ah, God, this is not possible again, and you just hear something like, ah, if this can happen, my own is not even up to this, then what is stopping me? So I was just so excited. That's the way the years started for me. And some of the every minister spoke. I wish I was my dad. Every minister spoke something very genuine. Each of them. I remember when Dr. Mensa from Ghana was praying, he prayed for every country. And it was so amazing that this man of God is knowledgeable. Like he's knowledgeable. And even one thing that was even reoccurring for every minister was that even this Apostle Grace Lubega also talked about it, that God has finished his work. God is done with what he wants to do. God has answered our prayers. We're just the one that is supposed to step into that reality. We're supposed to pray or seek for things from the end to the beginning. We're not supposed to start. That is, we're not supposed to see from our reality. Same thing Apostle Arume talked about, Every one of them were just talking about things that it was just as if they had a meeting before they came for the meeting. So it was as if this person would talk about, hey, then B is coming to talk about, hey, in another dimension, just to break it down, just to make us understand why at this point there needs to be sound of many waters. And it depends on the sound you are hearing. Whichever sound you are hearing will determine how far God is going with you. For some persons, it might be sound of healing. For some persons, it might be sound of blessings. So many sounds that God is saying, And I think most of the ministers they even used Ezekiel 47 years, and also use Ezekiel where he talked. I'm going to put up that. I'm going to attach this where he talked about can this bone live again? And he says, only you knowest. That is, we have the authority, we have the right. And this is just like a charge to people. Yes, this is like my second video. It's like a charge to people that there is nothing stopping you. We just need to change our reality. We need to change our perspective. We need to change our mindset because God has done it all. I mean, God has done it all. As I'm even talking to you, it doesn't mean that I don't have something I'm trusting God for, but I've been able to understand that God can do it. In fact, not God can, He has done it. I'm the one that is supposed to change my mindset, change my thinking to that doing that God has done. Every minister's talked about it. Every one of them. And the place of we having great fellowship with God. Because they talked about false prophet as well. Seer and soothsayers and all. Every one of them talked about it. And I'm like, these people are just doing summary of themselves. But then that shows the power of Holy Spirit. How Holy Spirit will pass the same message through different ministers in different manners. But all he's saying is God, like the so everything we're going to do this year should be focused on God, like God, like everything in my business, in my career, in my 9 to 5 job, in anything, everything should just be focused on God. And I think when it's focused on God, it's going to be much more easier for us to have a relationship with Him. It's going to be much more easier for us to develop, like to be intentional about developing relationships. Because for those that stay in Lagos, yes, everywhere it's not even easy. But people that stays in Lagos, we that stay in Lagos, it's a special grace for us to have even devotion before you leave your house. So that's why it's very important and expedient that we cultivate the habit of having a personal relationship with God. So this is my own take, and I'll be putting some link in the bio which you can click, and I also want you to share your opinion about it. And in case you were privileged or opportuned to attend WAFBEC, yes, WAFBEC 2023, please now WAFBEC, please do well to share your own blessings, share your own testimony, so that other people can also go and watch every of the sessions. Like every of the sessions was a hit back to back. You know what that means? It was fire packed, it was loaded, it was mind changing, and it was renewing, like renewing of mind, renewing of souls. It was touching every aspect of lives. Like the meeting addressed every aspect of life. So this is me encouraging everyone. So please drop how you started the year, what was your energy level? You know, what was your faith level? What was your energy level? And how you started here? Please share it in the comment section, and let's talk about it. So thank you everyone, thank you very much, you know, for watching. Thank you for staying until this very time. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on your notification bell, and don't forget to like this video and share to your loved ones. You know, thank you all for following, thank you for watching. So the next time I come your way, your notification bell to get more notifications, anytime video is being posted. Don't forget, ensure that you are a subscriber, ensure that you tell your friends to subscribe, and let's come and have there's a way we call this the family meeting on the comment section here. Let's come and have family meeting on the comment section. So please share your 2023 beginning and how you're coping, how you're moving on, how you're trusting God, and let's people draw from our testimonies. So see you guys some other time, which can be tomorrow. So see you guys soon. Stay tuned and stay blessed.